welcome to Charlottesville, Virginia's Main Street Arena. I'm Drew Blevins alongside Nick Sinopoli for the ACCHL Admirals Cup semifinal matchup between the number 1 seed North Carolina State Wolfpack and the number 4 seed North Carolina Tar Heels. Nick, this is a rematch of last year's semifinals. North Carolina beat NC State for the first time since 2011 in a 5-4 thriller. A.J. Hamel puts in the game winner with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go. That was a heartbreaker for NC State. This was a team that was expected to be able to win the Admirals Cup. North Carolina wins the semifinal matchup and goes on to upset Georgetown as well en route to their first ever Admirals Cup. NC State looking for a little bit of revenge. They're a healthy team this year. How do you think that game and the memory of what happened a year ago is going to affect this one?
Well, this definitely fuels the rivalry between the Tar Heels and the Wolfpack. I think this is the matchup that the Pack really wanted to see this tournament. I think that they have some kind of extra motivation. I know you wanted to take each game one game at a time, but there's definitely an extra oomph to move on to the finals in this one, Drew.
Everybody is getting excited for this one. It's expected to be the second largest crowd aside from the Virginia games. North Carolina has brought a ton of parents and fans. NC State has brought almost every parent on their roster. Do you think the crowd's going to impact this any?
I definitely think the crowd will impact the atmosphere due to the fact of Main Street Arena's really close proximity to the rink. It's a great atmosphere. I mean, looking forward to seeing a lot of State fans coming out and having a really good hockey game, Drew.
Talking hockey now, once we put everybody out on the ice, NC State's offensive attack has been one of the most potent in all of the nation, not just the ACCHL. However, North Carolina is a very defensive team, and they're looking to try to stop NC State as best they possibly can. If you're Jeff Folkman, what are you telling your team to do to get inside the Wolfpack's head?
Well, definitely, it's really tough to stop the front line of Bandashevitz, Beaverdorf, and Jimenez. But one thing I would do if I were the Tar Heels, I would try and kind of stop their puck movement. It seems that when State gets on kind of these smaller rinks that they have a tough time moving the puck around. It seems that they get a little clogged up, but if you could stop that, I think it'll bode well for the Tar Heels.
And for NC State, it's obviously going to be about putting the puck in the net early and putting the puck in the net often. What's the offensive strategy you're looking for the Wolfpack to use today?
Well, kind of the opposite of what the Tar Heels are trying to do, kind of get the puck moving around, get out and get going. We saw that yesterday against the 49ers. They really came out flying out the gates and some quick goals already.
It's a semifinal rematch from Charlottesville, Virginia and Main Street Arena. Puck drop is next between the Wolfpack and the Tar Heels. You're watching NC State Hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack. Drew Blevins alongside Nick Sinopoli for the ACCHL Admiral Cup semifinal matchup between the North Carolina State Wolfpack and the North Carolina Tar Heels. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, North Carolina State University Housing and Order Up. Without them, these broadcasts would not be possible. Nick, we've analyzed this to death. It's the matchup that we've been waiting for practically all season. These two were supposed to play on the 12th of February. That game was canceled partially due to the snowfall that happened because of the nor'easter the weeks beforehand. North Carolina had to complete a league game in their conference. NC State had to play in their division as well. And all of a sudden, we find ourselves here for the second matchup between these two this season. If you go back on October 30th, 2015, it was NC State who drubbed the Tar Heels by a count of 9-1. Nick, how do you see this one playing out?
Well, I don't think this will be the same drubbing of a 9-1 we saw October 30th. I think this will be a closer matchup than most people assume. I think the Tar Heels are going to come out and not go away easily. I know that the Wolfpack, remember last year that the Tar Heels knocked them out of the tournament going into the final round. But I think the Wolfpack have something in store for us tonight. It's going to be a great matchup. If I had to predict a score right now, I'd say probably 5-3 Wolfpack.
Interesting. Well, NC State's road to get here has been interesting. They cruised through the ACC. They had a hiccup against Wake Forest last Friday in which they lost 8-7 on a last 2-minute goal. North Carolina has sort of coasted through. It looked like they were going to be a whole lot shakier than they were and were able to start scrounging points out by virtue of the fact they played in one of their weaker divisions. Some of those wins are very much deserved. They played against Elon, the number 5 seed, who has a star-studded goaltending core. Colin Langham played yesterday, and it was Carolina finding a way to beat Langham repeatedly. They win 6-2 over the Phoenix. NC NC State had the primetime game at 7:30. They took down the North Carolina Charlotte 49ers by a final count of 8-4, and thus these two teams will meet as the number 1 and the number 4 seed in the league. Again, we harken back to February 14th of last year when North Carolina earned their first win over NC State since 2011, beating them by a count of 5-4 in Annapolis, Maryland, en route to their first Admirals Cup championship. It is a tremendous rivalry that we have here, arguably the biggest in all the ACCHL. Both of these coaches don't like each other. Both of these teams don't like each other, and I think that's about all the billing you need.
Yeah, a bunch of friendly competition, as we could say here. Going frankly, the Pack don't like the Tar Heels, and the Tar Heels sure as heck don't like the Pack. I'm really excited to see this. Gosh, I just wish puck drop started, 20 minutes ago when it was supposed to.
We are running a little bit back behind schedule. We're going to be dropping the puck closer to 5 than 4:30 when the game was scheduled, but nonetheless, as the final few streams of daylight pour in through the windows at Main Street Arena, we are off and away for the backyard brawl between the Wolfpack and the Tar Heels. It's Simon Lecter who has it, dumps it in on Gabriel Haruso, who stops it back behind the cage. He's got a defense teammate who looks up. Banishevitz down low, shoots, scored! Sam Banishevitz! 16 seconds in on the backhand! 1-0 Wolfpack!
Wow, Banishevitz getting off to it early. Honestly, I did not expect the Wolfpack to come out as blazing as they did last night against the 49ers, but heck, here we have it. 1 goal right off the bat, just 16 seconds in.
That's unbelievable. I'm not sure if Haruso even saw it. That looked like a soft one to me. Haruso went down, and Banishevitz beat him out wide, and it's the Wolfpack who draw first blood at 1-0. Banishevitz from Lecter. Andrew Cook has it, the Toronto native. Brought back up and chipped ahead by Jimenez. Thrown right back in by Nick Keefe. Ended up throwing it off of one of his teammates. It was Jonah Grafius. So North Carolina getting caught back on their heels, no pun intended. Cook moves it up. Banishevitz hard off the boards. Chopped down legally by Vincent Boudreau. Laid quickly up and forward as Grafius brings it across the blue line. Finds one of his teammates. Carolina on the rush forward. Right back toward the front of the net. And Baglio couldn't get a good stick on it on the play from Gerlitz. Ben Gerlitz over, has it caught up in his skates. Banishevitz is there. He's going to try to skate it out. Poked back in the opposite direction by Boudreau. NC State Sunda throws this one all the way down. This is going to be icing. NC State will not be allowed to change lines. Well, it's been a very fast start for the Wolfpack. Carolina spent a lot of that last sequence in their offensive zone, but the Banishevitz goal is where we stand, just 16 seconds in at 1-0. Face-off will be between Sunda and Chris Viau. Now, pardon, it was not Viau, it was Ian Henry instead. North Carolina wins the draw. Simon Lecter going into the corner to try to steer that one up and out. State works it out wide. Banishevitz stuck on the ice, even though he's not with his traditional line mates. Sunda sends a shot in that Haruso turns aside. Now NC State finally able to get their second line in its entirety out. North Carolina back to retrieve the puck. That's Sean Spiro with it. Spiro's run into back behind the net. Carolina's got it on the breakout. Lifted up. The Tar Heels up to neutral ice. No further though. Reed far out playing pitch and catch with Chris Wing. Up the ice. Chipped back in the direction of the Carolina attacking zone by Spiro, but it was shut off almost immediately. He's going to get it again. Backhand pass nearly intercepted. Fredenberg can't hold the blue line. Battle for the puck in neutral ice. Turning with it here is Ruin Ma. Dumped all the way in. Worked out as Wing will pick this one up. Wing fans on the initial pass. He'll retreat back behind the goaltender Joey Hall. Wing pressured from behind. Good pressure by Valarelli, but this will be pulled right back up. Turning with it here. Carolina trying to find some way to get something going. Up at the point. Held here, long shot, through traffic as Boudreau nearly had a seeing eye shot. Up at the point once again, shot by Radatovic, turned aside. Brendan Radatovic had the game-winning assist on the A.J. Hamel goal last year. Boudreau turns one, awkward deflection, and that one ended up careening about 6 feet wide, but it was a good tip on the way through. Radatovic had something to do with that one. Up at the point, shot as Joey Hall turns his aside with a goal stick. A.J. Hamel with it. He had 4 goals in the semifinal game last year. Spun back toward the net off of Fredenberg, skating wide. Hall out of his net, finally is able to melt it down with 17 minutes to go exactly. And NC State now starting to play a little bit further back in their defensive zone, and that's not what you want to see them do.
No, it's not what you want to see them do, of course, but I know it kind of seemed they were flying out in the beginning. Thought I was going to see that the rest of the game, but UNC is not going away.
Carolina wins another face-off. That's been critical to their success as Gerlitz moves it back up for Spiro. A little bouncer, backhanded along. Good chance in front. Nobody could get to it. Everybody battling. Alfanzetti going after it. Grafius sends it down low for the Tar Heels. Roll back around. Zach Klein picks it up. Klein lands on the pass. Carolina on the attack once again. Gerlitz hacking and whacking on to Bly. NC State's going to be able to break this one out off of Klein. Turn back over to Spiro, who sends it back. This is Sean Bly, the senior defenseman, with a puck for NC State. Rubbed out by Grafius. Puck taken by Ben Gerlitz, who came back. The winger is going to just lay this one across the ice. Kren finds a way to bounce it into Haruso. Off of the crest of his uniform, Carolina will hold. Ever since the Banishevitz goal, it has been all North Carolina. They've gained quite a bit of momentum as Baglio just risked that one into the far side. Picked back up here by Simon Lecter, the Swedish defenseman. Works it all the way up for Klein now. Klein on his backhand, shovels one in. Haruso's got it in the crest and covers. And that may be what NC State's going to want to do until they can really start to get that top line back out there, a line that will be coming up here shortly as they're getting the change to go back out on the ice now. But if you're just finding a way to shovel pucks onto Haruso, you're doing something right.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the few opportunities State has had, they have capitalized on that first one in the beginning. That's really what they want to get to.
Lecter fires a long shot well wide, ends up functioning as nothing more than a bank pass over for Jimenez. Around the boards, held by Lecter. He's been out there for quite some time. Banishevitz going to work down low. He continues to dig with Henry to the point. Lecter winds up and fires one. Good stop by Haruso. There is no rebound. Gabriel Haruso, that's the best save of the game for him so far, and that's on Simon Lecter, who has one of the hardest shots in all the ACC.
Oh, without a doubt. There's a reason you call him Simon Elector Rick. True.
You stole my line.
Hey, it's a good one.
Bieberdorf and Reditovic vie for the puck off of the faceoff. State's got it. Jimenez into the corner, down low for Bieberdorf. He's dogged, double team on the puck. Reditovic going after it with help from Boudreau. State somehow manages to get it back to the point. Shot from Lecter, tipped just wide of the net. Bieberdorf got his stick on it at the last second, but it went wide of the goalpost. Reditovic doing it himself this time. Tries to backhand it to a teammate, blocked off. Boudreau's there for support. Sends it off of one of his teammates. It was Hamel. Now here goes Jimenez. Scored! Luis Jimenez! And NC State's up a deuce! Unbelievable!
Wow, Jimenez weaving in and out of traffic there down in the slot. What a move.
That's going to be Luis Jimenez unassisted, and that's a tremendous play. Carolina unable to clear the puck from their defensive zone, and Jimenez makes them pay. That goal comes 4:58 into the period. Back-to-back even strength unanswered goals for the Wolfpack. They're up 2-0. Grafius can't quite do it himself. Spiro has the puck. Backhands this one up for Gerlitz. Good play by Ian Hawkins as he's able to help Grafius get the puck into the zone. No further than the blue line, though, as Sunda picks it up and wrists it right back into the zone. Ian Hawkins picks it up for the Tar Heels, pins it up against the wall. Being pushed over from behind. Both teams starting to get a little more physical. Carolina known for their physical play. NC State will be glad to oblige, I'm sure, just by virtue of the fact this is a rivalry game. Dumped all the way out by North Carolina. Gerlitz will give chase as State will clear back up the far side boards. Held in, good positioning by Ben Gerlitz. Really good play, but he didn't have much support. NC State back in their attacking zone. Sunda shoots one. Great stop by Haruso. Gets it with the glove and hangs on.
Haruso has been pressured early, but definitely some incredible saves by the Tar Heel goalie.
It was not Haruso who was seen earlier in the season as Jeff Folkman is going to give North Carolina State a different look. Scott Jackson and Trent Holmes, who split the duties against the Wolfpack in Raleigh. And that was a 9-1 victory for NC State. Quick shot as Haruso turns that one aside on the short side. Vincent Boudreau picks it up for North Carolina, backhanded up and along, and the puck goes out of play. The faceoff will stay in the State attacking zone. Again, both of these teams will play tomorrow. The winner of this game will play approximately 12:30, most likely between 12:30 and 1, just because there will be some festivities before and after the game. And that will be the ACCHL Admirals Cup Championship game. Oh, here's a chance! Just goes wide. The bronze medal game will be played at 9:30 tomorrow morning, and the loser will go there. McDonald picks it up for Mike Kren. Thinks about a long wrist shot, just misses the net wide. Picked right back up and steered along by Jordan. Not very far. Finally across the blue line. North Carolina still can't catch up to it. Jordan across the blue line with the puck. Here he goes. Andrew Jordan on his backhand. Shucks off a couple defenders. Tries short side. Rebound opportunity. Joey Hall with the pad save. And he got it again. Unbelievable stop by Joey Hall. Oh my stars. Held in. Mike Kren getting physical. Pushes one of the Tar Heels off the puck. Jack McDonald, who had a goal yesterday, has it. McDonald quickly across the way. Spins one toward the front of the net. Nobody home for the pass. Fire wagon change for the Wolfpack as Lecter takes over. Ian Henry just hacks it back. Lecter tries to get around one of his men. Is able to do so with a pass to Cook, who just lays it off the boards. Alfonsetti spins out of a little bit of trouble. He's got it, and he's got Gallagher down low. Turned over. North Carolina across center with it. Here's Raditovic. He's dangerous. Shoots one. Blockered aside by Joey Hall. Raditovic takes it right back up toward the front of the net. Nobody home for the pass. NC State could be off and running. A little bit of speed. Gallagher's got it. Alfonsetti was knocked down on the neutral ice. No call. Carolina's got it. Could be a breakaway pass. Onside. Hamel. Backhander. And he's denied by Joey Hall. The freshman goaltender turns aside Hamel. Gallagher plays it down. Sends it into open space. Joey Hall shuts down a couple of excellent opportunities for North Carolina. And we remain at 2-0 for the Wolfpack. 12 minutes to go in this first period. Chipped along. Picked back up. Hamel, the captain, lost it. State spins it all the way back down the ice. Ian Hawkins picks it up. Icing wave. Carolina deflected the clear out. A lot of pressure down low from Bieberdorf as he trying to find a way to backhand it over for Jimenez. North Carolina gladly obliges by taking the puck. A bouncer too hot for Hamel to handle. Back up the half wall. Ian Hawkins over for his defense partner, who is Spiro. Back into the corner, off the back wall. Hawkins sends one up. Stretch pass intended for Gerlitz. Intercepted. Bieberdorf has it now. Lost it to Grafius and Gerlitz. Dumped into the zone. Chasing it down is Joe Baglio. Grafius onto the puck here. His number opposite is Reed Farad, who lays a shoulder into him there. Puck bouncing around on the kick plate. Farad going after it. Grafius is the one to come out with it. Hall pushes very strongly out of his net to the point. Slap shot, here it comes, blocked! NC State survives that rush. North Carolina, Nick, has had quite a few opportunities, but NC State's just been better so far.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that the Tar Heels are just a step off a little bit, missing some easy passes, but it's something that they should be able to recover from.
Jimenez on the backhand, turned aside by Haruso. Into the short side corner now. Farad trying to hold the blue line. He's not going to have to right now, at least. Finally, Carolina's able to get it out. Back NC State holding it right around the Carolina defensive blue line. Taken ahead, Boudreau just spins one down into Sunda's skates. He's got it. Garrett Sunda works up the half wall, tries to dump that one in. Instead, it's going to be Gerlitz to take it. Worked out wide, laid off the boards, too weak. Ian Henry couldn't catch up to it. State dumps it right back in. Carolina, good chance for a proper breakout. A little bouncer held at the blue line by the Wolfpack. Some spacing issues. Carolina wins the 50-50 puck. Ben Sizemore rims it in. Bly takes it for State. Off the boards, banks all the way back down. Spiro swatted at it. It's going to roll into Haruso, and he'll give it off for Sean Spiro. Dumped in by Carolina. That was tipped in by Andrew Jordan once again. Back out in neutral ice. Worked out wide. Carolina not finding the tape on their passes, and that's not doing them any favors as this is going to stretch all the way down the ice. Haruso out to play it. Fredenberg nearly jumped him from behind. Cleared out once again by North Carolina. This might be icing, and it will be. No change for the Tar Heels and a much-needed whistle. 9:22 to go in the first period. Goals by Banishevitz and Jimenez have given NC State a 2-0 lead in this first period.
Yeah, Jimenez was going into a slump coming into the tournament, but had a goal last night against the 49ers and one right here this afternoon. Great start for him.
Andrew Kristoff wins the draw for NC State. Quick one-timer from Ryan Kinney, and that missed by about a foot. Simon Lecter soccers it, or at least tried to. Carolina wins that puck battle. Raditovic on his stick and nearly banked off Hall and went in. Instead, it goes wide. Hamel lays a block. Carolina's defenseman trying to get it. They ended up colliding with each other 2-on-1. Lecter walks in, shoots one, blocked on the way through. He had Oliver out with him, and we're going to see a whistle blown here from the linesman, who is Chris Kwong. The net was knocked off of its moorings, and I believe they're going to debate whether a penalty should have been called on that play. No, it is just going to be the net off of its moorings. The debate comes of whether or not it was at fault of NC State or North Carolina. They're going to say it was the Carolina defender's fault in full. So the face-off will stay down at Haruso's end. It's the light blue team to take it first, off of the draw, but NC State's already got it back in their possession. From corner to corner, up to the point, pass intercepted. Carried back in the opposite direction. Here comes Carolina. Across the blue line with it. Hamel, good handles with the puck. Back up at the point. Finds his defenseman. Hawkins shoots one. Hall has the save. There is no rebound. Joey Hall's family lives, for the most part, in Charlottesville, Virginia. The rest of them are up in Rockville, Maryland, where he claims is his hometown. But I don't know if you can see it on camera, but anytime you're working on the short side corner here, the corner nearest your TV screen, pretty much anybody who is wearing any semblance of red is related somehow to Joey Hall. Gerlitz sets a pick. Taken up to the point. A little bouncer goes wide. Gerlitz tipped it. Good shot from Baglio. Gerlitz on his backhand, spins it right back down, past Baglio. McDonald's got it. They're jamming for it. You see it up close and personal. Flipped back into the zone. Wing picks it up here. Snap pass all the way up and forward. Alfonsetti's got it. Out wide for Zach Klein. He'll duck down into the corner. Shoots one. Haruso saved the rebound. Fanned on. NC State would have been up a field goal for the second straight game, but they could not get it to go. Ruin Ma brings it back on to Haruso, who just punches that out wide for one of his defensemen. Sent in, out into neutral ice. McDonald picks it right back up again. Alfonsetti has to wait for his teammates to tag up on side. Dumps one in wide of Haruso. Boudreau back to get it. Behind of Haruso, North Carolina will break it out and look to go the 200 feet. Dumped in here, Ben Sizemore on his horse. Farhat right there working with him with the stick. The whistle is blown here.
Not sure why.
No, there's been no signal given. I believe, well, are they about to call North Carolina for too many men? No, I'm confused.
I'm afraid I'm at a loss for words. Not sure what's going on.
Yep, that's exactly what it's going to be. North Carolina's been whistled for too many men on the ice.
Good opportunity here for the Wolfpack on the power play.
So on the poor change, NC State is going to take over on the power play. Serving the penalty for North Carolina will be Jake Mayer, 5'10" forward. So NC State is about to go up on the power play here. A huge chance for the Wolfpack to try to get something going even further than they already have, and they could try to put this out of reach before this even gets started. 2 minutes for too many men, served by Mayer. NC State to the power play. First penalty taken of the game. Back behind the net. Into the corner. Neither team really able to get much movement going. Finally, NC State pulls free with it. Cook moves it down low. He's going to get it right back. Across the way, Lecter shoots it down into the far side corner. Pats across intended for Banishevitz, who's looking for his second. Instead, it's going to be intercepted by Carolina. Banishevitz takes the puck away from the Tar Heel defenseman. Jimenez Spins with it. Holding and looking. To the point for Simon Lecter. Back down for Jimenez. Lecter, Jimenez again. Holding one. Shoots one. Through traffic. There was a big rebound, but Banashevitz overskated it. Carolina clears. Two good opportunities for the Wolfpack in that sequence. And they'll head right back down the ice. Simon Lecter chips it ahead. Intercepted by Hamel, who clears back to Joey Hall. Cook. Snap pass. Banashevitz works out wide. Misses Lecter with the pass. Quick line change. Banashevitz showing some frustration. He knows that he was very close to having his second goal in that last sequence. The ever-dangerous Fredenberg spins and shoots one. Couldn't get it to go. Fredenberg holding, gives up for Reed Farhat. Over for Lecter, wrist shot through traffic, blocked on the way through off the shin pad of Vincent Boudreau. He's got it now. Tried to lift it up, instead hit it with the bottom of his blade. Lecter, long shot through traffic, save, rebound, Haruso's trying to find it. Carolina's got it. They'll backhand that one out only to neutralize. 15 seconds to go in the NC State power play. Dumped in, could be a chance. Fredenberg between the legs, taken down by Hawkins. Good defensive play by North Carolina. Carolina survives for now. Another hard takedown on Fredenberg. Sunda breaks free, shoots one. Good stop by Haruso. Wing shoots one through traffic, and Gabriel Haruso will grab that one with the glove, and he will hang on. Back and forth we go. Gabriel Haruso, for me at least so far, has been the story ever since NC State scored their first two goals, or their only two goals, in the first 5 minutes. But Haruso's been standing on his head all game long, it seems.
Yeah, I didn't really think Haruso was going to come into the game starting, but he has definitely outperformed my expectations.
I was expecting either Scott Jackson or Trent Holmes, and instead it's Haruso who gets the start, and deservedly so. Fairly large crowd here for his semifinal games between two out-of-state teams. Most of North Carolina's fans downstairs, up and along the glass. NC State migrating to the northern portion in the upper arena. Ryan Key has the puck here across the blue line. Shoots one, missed it just wide. Picked back up by Keith. He's run into after the play. Another good shoulder sent in. Intercepted. Spiro. Long shot, that was deflected off of Farhat, sticking out of play. The faceoff will stay in the state defensive zone. Faceoff will be to Joey Hall's blocker's side. 4 minutes, 44 seconds to go in this first period. This game brought to you by Order Up and North Carolina State University Housing. Arm up immediately off of the faceoff. That's not a penalty infraction. That's waiting for the officials to get back in position. Nothing more than a glorified false start. Will redrop the puck. Bly after it, sends it right back up the near side half wall. Gallagher spins that one over for McDonald. He's got Alfonsetti wide and finds him. Alfonsetti shoots one. That one's tipped. Into the corner it goes. Kren calling for it. He's not going to get it. Carolina can't get it out further than the blue line. Alfonsetti cuts to the middle. Dumps it in on the far side. Mitchell Gallagher picks it back up to the point. Kren winds up and fires! That's blocked on the way through. Haruso, I don't think got a glove to that. I think it was the defenseman in front who did. Tipped on net by Gallagher just wide. State holds the zone once again. Gallagher down low. Chance. Alfonsetti digging after it. Good defensive play. That's number 26, Ian Henry once again. Pardon, that's number 25, Edward Barron. I apologize. Carolina quickly ahead. NC State, poor line change. Didn't really have a lot of speed getting on and off the ice. Banashevitz turns it up off the glass. Ian Hawkins will play fetch for North Carolina. Up the half wall, Banashevitz intercepts the pass. Here he goes, shoots one, blocked on the way through. Good defensive stick by Brendan Raditovic. That puck sails out of play with 3:29 to go in the first. Finally, NC State starting to pick their energy back up, it seems. Not content to let Carolina move the puck in their defensive zone. Instead, NC State's playing down in the Carolina end. North Carolina does have a distinct advantage on the faceoffs, it seems, though, as they win yet another. Up for Brendan Raditovic here, across the blue line with it. He's got one of his teammates with him. It's Varelli. Finds her in front of the net. Big shove into the cage. Carolina wants a penalty. And they are going to get one.
Is it on Cook here? Or
It's going to be on one of the Wolfpack players. I didn't catch the name. It's going to be on Sam Banashevitz here for interference. So North Carolina about to go on the power play. That one courtesy of the shove that broke up what might have been a goal for Sarah Varelli.
It's a good call there by the referees.
NC State shorthanded for the first time tonight. They were 12 of 14 on the penalty kill last night. Astounding numbers for an astounding number of penalties, to be fair. That was the NC State season high in penalties against the Charlotte 49ers last night. State was still able to secure the victory. North Carolina stopping on a dime. Worked out wide. Boudreau winds up, pass across, tipped wide by Bieberdorf. North Carolina can be dangerous on the power play. They do like to pass the puck and try to go back door on you. Up at the point, Boudreau once again. Fires it right back down for Valarelli. Valarelli tried to go right between the legs of Bieberdorf. He blocked it off and clears it. Takedown by the bench door. Hamel's a little bit slow to get up. Having to get out, a little push and shove after. And A.J. Hamel is going to head off to the penalty box.
Yeah, it seemed that Lecter and him had some words there after NC State cleared it.
It's going to be slashing on the captain, A.J. Hamel. So that's going to negate the Carolina power play in 1 minute 9 seconds of 4-on-4.
Uncharacteristic penalty there by the team captain.
It was just sort of a bizarre sequence of events. It looked like that Hamel blew a tire, and then undoubtedly Lecter ran into him, and the final action that was seen was Hamel taking a whack at Lecter's shin pads. 4-on-4 hockey. State wins the draw, shoots that one far out. I'm not sure what he was aiming at. Takedown by Ian Hawkins and a clean one onto Fredenberg. North Carolina up the near side with it. It's Brendan Radatovic. Radatovic slides by far out. Pass in front intended for Hawkins, who had pinched all the way in. Nick Keith back to receive. Out wide, Baglio. Over for Radatovic once again. Radatovic slashed at once, sidesteps his man. In across center, shoots one off the post and in! Brendan Radatovic cuts it in half in the 4-on-4 with 1:48 to go in the first. 2-1.
Good unassisted goal there by Radatovic. Joey Hall just couldn't reel that one in. Not really his fault.
That's just a pinpoint accuracy shot, nothing more. That's a stupendous play, in my opinion. Brendan Radatovic is one of those guys who has the speed and has the shot. And normally you find guys who have one or the other. Brendan Radatovic, in my opinion, is the most complete player on this North Carolina team, and he just showed you why there. Unassisted goal for Radatovic. They might give one to Keith. Cook tries to shoot that one back into the zone. Instead, it's going to be taken right back out. Carolina worked it toward the slot area. NC State back on the puck near the blue line. Turned right back off of the far side skate. Icing is going to be waived because it was kicked in eventually by Andrew Jordan. State can't quite clear here. Spiro holds at the blue line. Shot through traffic. That was blocked. Shot back by Valarelli. She couldn't get it to go. Bieberdorf all the way up. Banashevitz has to wait. Spins back to make sure everybody's on side with a minute to go in the first period. 2-1 NC State leading North Carolina. Banashevitz at the point. All the way across. Back down low. Banashevitz holding. Shooting one down low. Rebound. Scored! Shoveled in by Jimenez, and it's 3-1.
Wow, great look by Banashevitz there. Got the UNC defender to move a little bit while he passed to Bieberdorf. Bieberdorf passes to him, and just across the slot to Jimenez there. What a goal.
Well, you thought NC State was about to skate off the ice up only a goal, and it's Jimenez, Johnny on the spot on the rebound, who shovels it around Arusso, and it is going to be 3-1 for the Wolfpack.
Seems that Jimenez's slump has ended in this tournament, Drew.
And coming at a critical time, too. They're going to need the scoring forwards for this game and the next. Face off back out in neutral territory. For some reason, the scoreboard was showing 5-1 NC State, and while many Wolfpack fans would hope that was the score, it's just simply not the case. Only 3-1 for right now. Kren, snap pass. He's taken down after the play. He's going to take exception to that. No penalty on the takedown. Could have been interference, but everything's going to be allowed to go for now. Kristoff back behind Russo. Shovels it along. Carolina wins the foot race to it. Shoveled out wide for Boudreau. He'll move it straight up the ice, out at center. Radatovic has it. Had to be very careful when dealing with Carolina's number 10. Abbo Oliver shoved off the puck. Nick Keefe takes it. Backhands this one along. Keefe hard into Kristoff. On the half wall now. Puck battle continues. Everybody slipping, tripping, and falling down there. Radatovic sends this one up ice. Ryan Kinney moves it along. Radatovic dipsy-doodle around his man, but he couldn't get it by Abbo Oliver. North Carolina is just going to run out the time on this period. 3-2-1. They'll throw it into open space. NC State comes out seeking revenge for last year's semifinal loss. And at the end of the first period, it's the North Carolina State Wolfpack up 3-1 on their bitter rival, the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Well, this is exactly what you wanted to see from the Pack. Come out firing. They scored a goal with just 16 seconds in. Going up 2-0 after Jimenez's unassisted goal. I was a little surprised that the Pack answered so well after Radatovic's goal from the Tar Heels. I thought that maybe the Tar Heels had a little something more than I expected, but they responded quickly and quite furiously, if I might add.
Well, we've got a barn burner on our hands, that's for certain, as it always is when these two teams get together. We'll be right back with the first intermission report. You're watching NC State hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the Pack. Back in a moment. To Main Street Arena, Drew Blevins alongside Nick Sinopoli. 3-1 the score at the end of one. NC State leading their arch rival, the North Carolina Tar Heels. We do have a score update to give you. Luis Jimenez did not score the last goal. That instead has been credited to Andrew Cook. Big goal for Cook as well. Second goal in as many games. Critical for him and a critical time as well coming in the last minute to make sure NC State goes in the locker room up 2.
Oh, yes. UNC scored a goal right before that. I was really surprised that State was able to bounce back so easily. I thought that there was some life in the Tar Heels, but State bounced back really quickly. Banashevitz had a great look to Cook down in the slot, and Cook capitalized on it.
Well, NC State could very easily be up 5 or 6-1 right now, but the fact of the matter is that Gabriel Haruso is playing one of the games of his life. NC State, once again, almost 20 shots in that period, an outstanding total once again, but Haruso standing on his head and keeping his team in it the best he can.
Oh, really? I didn't expect Haruso to start this game, but he has definitely been tested early. He's been under fire straight from the get-go with Banashevit's first goals coming in at just 16 seconds in the first period. Haruso has been tested early, but he has responded to it. He's not getting much help from his defenseman yet, but I think that if UNC makes some adjustments after this intermission, that this should be a different story coming in the second period.
Well, let's also not forget that Brendan Radatovic was the one to stop the bleeding for North Carolina, made it 2-1 there in the last couple of minutes before Cook scored that third and final goal of the period. Radatovic is going to be somebody that NC State's going to want to watch. Who else are you looking for on the Carolina roster to step up?
I'm really looking forward to, not really sure. I mean, I know Radatovic is one of the big points leaders. Someone else is really going to have to step up. One of their some of their first line people. But I think Radatovic is really the key to the victory. He did spark some life into the Tar Heels, but to make it a game actually going into the second period.
Is Mike Gazzillo going to keep the foot on the gas for right now?
Oh, definitely. You know, this is a personal one for Gazzillo since UNC knocked the Wolfpack out of the semifinal round last year. Excuse me.
Well, that's what went on in the first 20 minutes. Coming up, we'll have an interview with the commissioner of the ACCHL, Mike Wally. Stay tuned for that. Second period puck drop to follow soon. You're watching NC State hockey on Wolfpack Sports Television. Joined by the ACCHL commissioner, Mike Wally. Mike, thanks so much for taking the time to join us here.
You're welcome. Pleasure to be here.
Well, once again, this is a new venue for the ACCHL Admirals Cup Tournament. Virginia, very, very good school to have host here. Wonderful facility. What do you think of the tournament so far?
Tournament, there hasn't been this kind of competition in the ACC in the 20 years that the ACC has been here, and it's the level of competition, you can't match it here. The ACC, for the first time ever, the ACC will have a team, the winner of this tournament, heading off to the ACHA postseason up in DC the following weekend. So one of these 4 teams will be the first. It'll be a historic first for the ACC.
Well, it certainly is exciting for a league that is constantly growing. Can you talk about some of the new additions, teams like Charlotte and James Madison and St. Joseph's, possibly Clemson University even joining next year? This is a constantly growing league. What does that mean for hockey in the South?
Well, you're exactly right. 3 years ago, we were at 6 teams with a couple of teams that have left the league, and we made a concerted effort to grow the league with the ACC schools We included the Naval Academy in Wake Forest that first year, and since then we've added High Point, James Madison, Charlotte, and St. Joe's. And the ACC is unique in the country as far as our academic student body. Obviously, these are all high academic institutions in the Mid-Atlantic. I always like to say that the Ivy League of the Mid-Atlantic. And because of the small student bodies and the turnover, you never know which team is going to be powerful year to year and what classes come in, freshman class. You could ride that for 4 years and control the league. And we want to keep those two focuses in the league constant. One is the student part of the student athlete, and the second is to keep them smaller student bodies, schools of the ACC, to keep the level of competition the way it is here at this tournament this weekend.
What are you most looking forward to in the future of the ACCHL?
Well, that's pretty difficult, but I would like to see a couple of things. One, the first and foremost is that we continue, unlike many of the leagues in the country, we continue to emphasize the student athlete, because at the end of the day, when these students leave their universities, the most important thing they're going to have is that diploma on their wall, and they're all going to be doing some very important work outside of the rink in the future. So I want to keep that focus. The second thing is, on the ice, we want to increase the level of talent. That is happening at a very rapid rate for anybody that's watched the ACC over the past 5 years. And that is happening for two reasons. One, these universities are attracting a lot of folks from the Northeast and the Midwest, and particularly Ohio, Jersey area, and the youth hockey has exploded in North Carolina. So North Carolina is getting a lot of high schoolers, travel teams that are pulling up into this league, and it's increasing the quality of the league. That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to see this team go on to the postseason, whoever it is, and compete nationally, with those teams that have predominantly been powerhouses in the North.
Mike, thanks so much for your time.
Oh, thank you so much for.
That's ACCHL Commissioner Mike Wally, and we will see you for the second period puck drop momentarily. You're watching the ACCHL Admirals Cup Tournament on Wolfpack Sports Television. Welcome back to Main Street Arena. Charlottesville, Virginia is the site of the 2016 ACCHL Admirals Cup Tournament. I'm Drew Blevins alongside Nick Sinopoli. This game is brought to you by Order Up in North Carolina State University Housing. Nick, the end of one period, we have NC State leading the North Carolina Tar Heels in the 1 seed versus the 4 seed matchup of the semifinals. NC State came out, showed a whole lot of offensive talent, but it was North Carolina's Brendan Radatovich who really threw a little extra something into the mix, because this could very easily be a 3-0 or a 4-0 game, and Radatovich's goal still makes it only a 2-goal game. North Carolina by no means out of this.
Oh, not at all, Drew. Radatovich really sparked some life into this Tar Heel team. Kind of caught Joey Hall sleeping a little bit. No, that doesn't take credit away from Radatovich. Great shot, top left corner. Joey Hall's got to be a little more careful. He's had a couple of close calls, couple of pucks just squeaking right by the net. It's kind of a defenseman in the way a little bit, but don't forget that it's just not Radatovich on this team. You got Gerlowitz and Hamel that also provide some offensive firepower to this Tar Heel squad.
Well, this is not the only game that will be taking place tonight. This is only the first semifinal of two that will have to be played. Coming up at 9 p.m., it'll be the Virginia Cavaliers taking on the George Washington Colonials in the 2 versus 3 matchup. It was straight chalk through the opening round, which was interesting. It hadn't been, it's been a while since we've seen that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 into the next round. Virginia and George Washington provides a very intriguing matchup. Virginia has an immense home ice advantage just by the fact that they pack this place continually, easily 700 people, possibly even 800, and George Washington's coming in trying to do the seemingly impossible and upset Virginia.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looked like the upset was going to be real last night. Georgetown was up on Virginia with 4-0 with just 7 minutes left in the second period, but the crowd really injected some life into the Virginia Cavaliers, reeling off 4 straight goals in just 4 minutes. George Washington did end up answering, going back up 5-4, but the rest is history. The Virginia Cavaliers take home the victory and they move on to the next round against George Washington.
And that was the closest game in the quarterfinal round. Well, the ice has been repaired down at Joey Hall's end, and we are set and ready to go here between NC State and North Carolina. 40 minutes remain in this one. Second period underway with a Wolfpack win off of the draw. Simon Lecter loses the puck initially. That was a good play once again by Sarah Valarelli, who's seemingly everywhere. She's in the 24 uniform. Stretched across once again. Moved around. Picked back up as Jimenez has it once again. Again, Jimenez will get credit for an assist, but Andrew Cook had the last goal as that one's tipped up and high and wide over Gabriel Haruso. Around the boards, up the ice, a little bouncer comes in. Jimenez ducks down low, shoots one toward the front of the net. Haruso! Oh my! He was spread flat down on the ice, and the pad stack save is one of the best I've ever seen. I don't know how that didn't go in.
Wow, Bieberdorf and Jimenez looked like they were just having a field day out there, but Haruso managed to have the incredible stop.
That was nothing but pure desperation. Fredenberg puts it down low. Ian Hawkins going after it. Garrett Sunda spinning onto the puck. Works back down low. Hawkins dispossessed by Sunda. Sent right back up the ice. Carried ahead by Grafius as he tries to move it up and ahead. Brought right back. The backhand pass across the way. Haruso got under Fredenberg, who has to re-find his feet under him. Carolina can only ice the puck. Chris Wing wins the battle back. NC State will have another face-off in their offensive zone. Another strong start for the Wolfpack in these first minutes here. Still up 3-1, looking for the goal. Sunda does not win this one. Joseph Baglio does. This comes back out to neutral ice where Gerlitz hacks at it. It's Chris Wing to get it instead. Back for Ian Hawkins. Works out wide. Grafius now. Onto the puck. Just sent back down low. Carolina out wide. Hawkins wins the foot race. Pokes it up forward for Gerlitz. He'll try to just backhand it in. Baglio lets him do it, but NC State takes possession. Pack straight up through center. Good hit by Hawkins on Fredberg. That'll jostle the puck free. Sean Spiro with it. Across the line he goes. Down low. Spiro dumps it down low, intended for Gerlitz. Double team on the puck by NC State. They can't clear. Hawkins, long shot through traffic, deflects, a bouncer in front. Hall has to clear it with a little bit of help from his defense. Held in. Spiro's shot. Hall's got it. Couldn't quite clear it. All the way back down. Sunda shoots one, misses wide and high. Gerlitz just dumps that one in. Joey Hall lets it go for Mike Kren, who clears it out himself. This is going to be icing against the Wolfpack. Not sure what he was thinking there. Kren had a load of time and had a winger on the boards there, but instead opted to clear it himself. That's just not the right play.
Yeah, it's not the right play there by Kren. Kind of a mental mistake. Don't usually see that from him often.
Face-off will be to the glove side of Joey Hall. And Andrew Kristoff will come back to the bench. No change on the ice. Garrett Sunda's got to go back out. Quick break as Sunda will step back into the face-off circle here. Face-off once again is won by North Carolina. Long shot into Joey Hall. He'll cover this one. Right there was Ian Henry lurking for any rebound. And North Carolina will do that to you. They like to hang out in front of the net. And all of a sudden, they're going to try to create a couple of opportunities of their own. NC State able to get the line change they wanted. Rolled around. Addison Oliver takes it. Backhands this one to no one. Boudreau takes it right back over. Kristoff intercepts the pass, runs into Ryan Kinney, just sends it in across corner dump in. Abbo Oliver working. Nick Keith beats him. Crafty pass behind the back. Carolina is going to break this one out. Up off the boards. Ryan Kinney's got it in neutral ice. Dumps it right back in. Haruso stops it, sets it on the tee. Boudreau trying to spin with it. Kristoff's going to come back. Pickpockets Boudreau. In towards center, intended for Kinney. Taken right back out by Ian Henry. Ahead, North Carolina with it. Ruin Ma sends that one toward the net. A little bouncer into the cross corner. Ma going after it. Bly there as well. North Carolina dogged work onto the puck. Up at the point, Nick Keith fires it back down low. Picked up and turning with it is Andrew Jordan. Jordan beats his man, tries to throw it down low. Boudreau lets it go. He's going to get it back from a teammate. Long shot. Joey Hall with the save. North Carolina, dogged work on the puck. One of their better possessions in their offensive zone all night. Starting to gain a little momentum. Nick Keith pinching down low as the puck battle continues. A.J. Hamel trying to cut off Ryan Kinney, using the body, but Kinney's able to get the puck over for Oliver. Snap pass ahead. This is going to be waved off icing. Fire wagon change for the Wolfpack as Nick Keith is back to get it for the Tar Heels. Boudreau up the boards. Radatovic picks it right back up. He's double teamed. Puck squirts back out into the neutral zone. Take it right back. Could be a chance for Zach Klein. He's after it. Puck on the goal line. Tries to send one back in front. A little too quickly perhaps. McDonald spinning with it here. Holding and looking. McDonald sends one. Haruso was down and ready. The shot was blocked. Forged back ahead. That one's going to be pickpocketed. Valarelli trying to move it back in once again. Unable to. Right back onto the stick of Haruso. Pass over for Hamel. A little bouncer back for Alfonsetti. On his backhand. Just throws it into the neutral zone for Klein. Lets it go for McDonald. Across the blue line he comes. State can't hold the line. Klein drops it right back. Move quickly ahead. Zach Klein, the junior, tries to move that one in. Keith dipsy doodles around his man. Takes the body check from Klein. Alfonsetti in ahead with the puck. Diving, everybody falling around it. Alfonsetti loses the puck. Carolina works it out wide. Nobody there for the pass. Rolls into Joey Hall. That'll negate the icing. NC State in the black uniforms. The red block S crest. North Carolina in the white uniforms. White numericals, blue shoulder yoke, and the blue NC across the chest. Icing called against the Wolfpack with 14:32 to go in the second period. 3-1 pack.
Yeah, it really seems that State has kind of had some limited opportunities this second period. But UNC can't seem to capitalize at all.
North Carolina onto the puck here, thrown back to the wing. Back towards center. Chance for North Carolina. Good stop on Sizemore. Gerlitz going after it here. Grafius was camped out in the center, but couldn't do anything with it. He never got the puck. Flown back as Ian Hawkins has it. NC State looking a little panicky. Finally, Bieberdorf makes a play on the pass initially. Carried back out to Grafius. Couldn't reach it. Blocks the pass. He's got to get back on side. Carolina content just to dump it in for now. Grafius. Dogged work onto Simon Lecter. Finds Bieberdorf with a pass. Grafius is right onto him too. He's everywhere. Gerlitz can't quite intercept the initial pass. Carried back once again. Hawkins finds his defense partner. Worked out. Gerlitz is rocked, and that's going to be a penalty through the neutral ice area. Simon Lecter will take a seat for interference as he laid the shoulder into Gerlitz, and Carolina's about to go on the power play.
Good opportunity for the Tar Heels here to get back in this one and make it a hockey game.
The Swedish senior defenseman, it didn't look like a vicious hit, but interference nonetheless as he buried the shoulder into Gerlitz. NC State's second penalty of the game. Nobody has a power play goal.
Kind of the opposite of what happened last night, wouldn't you say, Drew?
Oh, definitely so. Nobody wants to see a game where you nearly have 20 penalties called between the two teams. Sunda will hold the puck here, just killing time. NC State's been solid on the penalty kill for the most part. He's just wristed all the way back down. Gabriel Haruso sets this one up. Lets it go out wide. Radatovic, who has the lone goal for North Carolina, takes the puck here. Radatovic, he's got Hamel with him. Instead is going to carry the puck up himself. Shoots one, blocked on the way through. Skitters back out to the point. Spiro holds the line. Lines up and fires one through traffic. Joey Hall's got it in the catching glove. There is no rebound.
Another great save there by Joey Hall. He has really performed this year as a freshman in Calvin Stone's absence.
12:58 to go in the second period. 1:23 to go in the penalty to Lecter. Hamel will take the draw for the Tar Heels. One over to the wing. State trying to hack after it. Can't do it initially. Spiro forges down low. Hamel circling. Radatovic holds the puck. Beats his man. Winds up. Thought about the shot. Instead goes over. Spiro winds up and fires. That's deflected everywhere but in the net. McDonald onto the puck here. Pinned as Boudreau takes it. In a little bit of trouble. Hamel spinning out of it. Backhanded up and out of play. That face-off will stay down in the state defensive end with 53 seconds to go on the penalty. That's the right play by McDonald, just trying to backhand it off the short glass, but here the short glass is quite short, and where you'd normally expect to have about another foot or two on the short glass there, you don't in this particular arena, and it's out of play. Quick shot immediately off of the face-off. Chris Wing, hound dog, loses the puck. Good play by North Carolina. To the point. Spiro, back for Radatovic. Pass across the way. Good pass to Boudreau, but he wasn't ready for it. Scoop back toward the front of the net. Hall was ready for it. State could be off to a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Radatovic is back first, though. Blue winds up, fires. Good stop by Haruso. I'm not sure if he was ready for that shot.
Good heads-up play there by Danny Blue, racing down the ice.
Spiro onto the puck here. Goes across for Vincent Boudreau. Sent it right off of Oliver's skate quite solidly. That'll deflect back at NC State. Shoots it all the way down the ice once more. 5 seconds to go on the power play for North Carolina. Puck overskated. Sent right back in. State back to even strength. Another good kill for the Wolfpack as they'll gain a little bit of momentum from that. But North Carolina has the puck. Jordan backhands it along. The Tar Heels scoop it right back. Spiro holding. He's been out there for seemingly an eternity. Andrew Jordan up across center, loses the puck to Kristoff. Snap pass forward. This is going to be icing against the Wolfpack unless they beat it out. Haruso's going to negate it! But the whistle was blown anyway. And we'll see where they're going to put this face off. They're going to stick it in center. Icing would have been negated by Gabriel Haruso coming out to play that puck, but the officials a little jumpy with the whistle there. So instead of sending it all the way back down, which is the traditional placement for icing, they will place it at center, admittedly making a mistake. Bouncer all the way back down. State going after it. Alfonsetti run into by Nick Keith. Took a shoulder-to-shoulder body check. Out wide it goes. Carolina holding as Graphius moves that one up, intended for Baglio. State onto the puck here. Gallagher using that long reach. Finds another black sweater. Carried in by Alfonsetti. Deking his way through. Shoots one. Great stop by Haruso on the one-timer from Gallagher. Big hit on Andrew Jordan. Alfonsetti taking exception to something. Jordan picks up the puck here. Beat Gallagher initially, has to come back. At the blue line, Lecter's got it. Beats his man. Lecter steamrolls through a couple of Tar Heels, lost the puck. Keith feeds it onto the back line. Shot quickly ahead by Ian Hawkins. It made its way through the bevy of humanity out of the far side half wall. Carried right back in along the boards. Banishevitz will go after it. Lets Lecter take it. Simon Lecter shoots one. Great stop by Haruso, and he covers the rebound. Past the halfway point in this game with 9:51 to go in the second period. North Carolina State 3, North Carolina 1 in this game, brought to you by NC State University Housing and Order Up. Banishevitz, quick shot off of his shin pad. Bieberdorf's got it for Banishevitz. Shot, great stop by Haruso. The rebound cleared only to the blue line. State holds. In front again, Banishevitz lurking. Bieberdorf can't hold the line. Could be a chance. Odd man rush for North Carolina. Away they go. Baglio holds, shoots one, missed the net high. Golden opportunity for North Carolina. There may be more coming. Gerlitz pulled it right off of the inboards, and Hall was out challenging. Gerlitz feeds it down low. Baglio's got it on his backhand. Nobody in home for the pass. Taken right back out. Banishevitz feeds it across. Everybody on side. Jimenez digs. Backhander. Haruso denies him. Right into the crest of the uniform. Gabriel Haruso continues his magnificent play with 9:10 to go in the second.
Jimenez raced down the ice. Okay, he had a really good look, but Haruso's been the name of the game here for the Tar Heels with a plentiful amount of stops.
Sunda wins the draw, backhanded into the slot area. Carolina's the one to get the puck. Fed back out to neutral ice. Wing off the boards. Dumps it in. Spiro with the puck for the Tar Heels. Worked out wide. A.J. Hamel has to send it right back behind the net. Up the near side again. Hamel in trouble. Back for Spiro. Pressured. Just tapped up the boards. North Carolina, all they can do to send that one down the ice. Icing waved as Lecter had it hop over his stick. State nearly off to the races. Ian Hawkins, it didn't look like much, but he may have saved an odd man rush. Has to get back nonetheless. Sunda across the ice. Shoots one in, intended for Fredenberg, but Haruso had none of it as he sends it into the corner. That's where NC State's got to get it again. On the backhand, Kinney tried to baseball it in. Ends up deflecting harmlessly off his stick. Hamel spending with it here. Barrels it around the boards where Ian Hawkins has it. Hawkins over the blue line. Dumps it in, gains the zone. Hamel over to grab it for the Tar Heels. On the near side boards, State trying to clear it out. Good physicality by North Carolina. Into the corner, pass in front, shooting one, did they score? No, they did not! Everybody thought that puck went in, and Joey Hall, an unbelievable save!
Wow, I really thought that one went in, Drew, but it seems that Joey Hall with another incredible save bails out the Wolfpack.
That one deserves a call the police. That's highway robbery. That's exactly what that deserves. The goaltender standing on his head for the Wolfpack right now. I can't believe that one didn't go in. Jam right off the draw. Back toward the front. Hall, spread eagle on the ice. Back behind him. Scored! Carolina puts it in! The bevy of humanity in front. I couldn't tell you who had the last whack at it.
Looks like it was Andrew Jordan. I'm not positive.
Jordan was out on the ice, and he was the one celebrating the most. I believe that's who they're going to give the goal to, but just as soon as Joey Hall made an amazing save, his defense cannot bail him out. North Carolina has cut the deficit in half, and now it's only 3-2.
What a hockey game. Whew.
They're going to score that as Andrew Jordan from Ian Henry. From what I can tell you right now, that's a big goal for North Carolina. Right back in the opposite direction. Nearly off to the races was Ben Sizemore. Sean Bly back to get the puck for NC State. Pack coming across center. Bieberdorf, he's run into. Puck jostles free. Out into neutral ice once again. Kren hanging on to it. Shoots one. Scored! Mike Kren, no goal. It's waved off. Offside called first.
Oh, wow. That's a tough break for the Wolfpack there. Mike Kren.
Haruso had already paused for the whistle. I was about to say that would have been the most uncharacteristic thing I've ever seen, but offside was whistled first. No goal.
Tough break there for Mike Kren. But correct call by the official. Seems that we've had a change in officiating over 24 hours.
Yeah, you really can't complain about the officials this game. Now, we were talking about how this is supposed to be a good squad earlier in the Charlotte game, and that ended up turning in to be a falsification. But we're going to hope for the best here as that puck skitters up out of play. 6:49 to go. North Carolina, with a goal from Andrew Jordan, has cut their deficit in half. Now they're only down 3-2. It'll be interesting to hear what the coaching staff has to say at the end of this period. NC State came up out of the gates and had a great game, had a great period to start the game, but since then, North Carolina has taken over. Wing shoots one all the way down as Danny Blue goes to grab it. Blue pressured by Spiro. Gets a little bit of help from a couple of teammates. Carolina looking up the boards, intercepted. Sunda with speed, winds up, fires, scored! Garrett Sunda slaps it home, 4-2. NC State up a deuce again. again.
Wow, we usually talk about Simon Lecter's slap shot, but Garrett Sunda buries that one in the back of the net with authority.
The captain wants it badly. Garrett Sunda sends it over the shoulder of Haruso, and NC State is up 4-2.
It seems that throughout this game, Drew, despite the life that the Tar Heels begin to show, the state has been able to answer quite quickly.
Another even strength goal coming 13:36 into the period. That's tremendous from the state captain. Carolina may not be done yet, though. Still a lot to be said in this period and in this hockey game. Out wide, Radatovic tried to catch the pass awkwardly on his forehand. That's another turnover. Kinney up off the scores table glass. That single pane that seems to have played a big part in a couple of plays over the course of the weekend. Radatovic cuts free, stick handles around, beating Oliver. Out wide, shoots it over for Hamel. Wing denies the pass. Back up top, Radatovic picks it up, shoots one, deflected. Hamel had it on his skate, tried to kick it over for his stick. All the way back down the ice. Icing against the Wolfpack, 5:32 to go. Of course, coming up at second intermission, we'll have the Coach's Corner interview. Nick Stinopoli will have either Jeff Wing or Mike Gazzillo join him downstairs. It'll still be very interesting to hear what the coaching staff has to say, regardless of who you talk to, because you would imagine you talk to them at the end of the first period, they're happy with it. At the end of this period, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I can see that this will be a very interesting conversation with Coach Wing or Coach Gazzillo.
On the half boards, Carolina's just going to lift this one all the way back up and out. Glove to stick legally by Andrew Jordan. And a crafty play that was. A little bouncer. Ian Henry's got it. Cuts himself free. Taken down from behind. He'll score himself into the net. It's a bevy of humanity crashing in toward Joey Hall. And I don't believe there are going to be any penalties to come of this. No, there will not be. 5-a-side resumes. Face-off won by North Carolina. Hawkins works it over towards Sizemore, but he can't hold the blue line on the second clearing opportunity by NC State. All the way out Ride to the point. Shot, here it comes! Blocked on the way through! What a defensive effort! Zach Klein did the Superman dive for at least 15 feet and slid over and blocked the Spiro shot. Here comes the Wolfpack. Pass stretches too far for Jack McDonald. Tap play ahead into the zone. Rolls back into Joey Hall. He's going to shovel this along for Chris Wing. Mike Gazzillo getting slightly agitated, it seems, downstairs. Alfonzetti lets it go into the zone. Spiro goes backhand up the near side half wall. Icing called for right now. Good footwork by Andrew Cook, using the speed to get back. Icing against the Tar Heels.
As you said, Drew, Coach Mike Gazzillo is getting a little agitated down there. You don't see that often from the Brooklyn native.
Spun back, Lecter. Down for Jack McDonald now. In toward the foot of the net. That pass denied by Spiro. Gerlitz works over for Jonah Grafius. Here he goes. Grafius stops on a dime. Shoots one. Good stop by Hall. The rebound cleared by the Pack. They dodge the bullet for now. Around the boards. Icing. So that puck just does reach the goal line. State still not able to get a change. It's been a taxing game for both sides. Fatigue beginning to set in, but regardless of the winner, there will be a game for both of these two teams to play tomorrow as well. North Carolina trying to defend the Admirals Cup, which has their names on it in the 2015 section of the trophy. NC State wants to have this year's roster etched into it to go along with the 2011 team that won the Admirals Cup. Pass through the slot, nobody home for it. Radatovic rolls it back on the kick plate. Returned by NC State. Alfonsetti beats out Raditovic for the puck. Zach Klein going after it. Boudreau beats him there. Up for Tyler Alfonsetti now. Back down low, Raditovic holding here. Works wide. Boudreau, snap pass ahead. This is going to be icing on the Tar Heels this time. Face off in the state offensive zone. Banishevitz, Bieberdorf, Jimenez out for the Wolfpack. You get the feeling that another goal at the end of this period for either side really could be a huge momentum boost going into the period. It could either put the game out of reach or put Carolina right where they want to be going into this one. Another jam play. North Carolina off the glass, but not out. Banishevitz throws it down low and into the corner. Boudreau right onto it. Jimenez in trouble. Raditovic does battle with him. Raditovic wins it. Over for A.J. Hamel now. Hamel feeds Raditovic, splits the defense, lost the puck at the last second. Good stick from Kren. Jimenez back across the blue line. Here he comes. Gains the zone. Still has the puck on his stick. Drops. Bieberdorf shoots one. Missed it wide. Haruso may have got a foot to it. In the opposite direction. Valarelli dumping it in. He's had a good game so far. Bieberdorf shoots one. Good stop. The rebound loose. Oh my stars! What a save! Still loose. Haruso can't find it. He covered every portion of the net that he possibly could with flailing arms and legs and somehow kept that one out of the net. You wouldn't think of this as typically being a goaltending battle. Joey Hall has had a couple of gems, and Gabriel Haruso has had just as many, if not more. On the blue line, Fredenberg across the line with it. Dipsy doodles around his man, pass in front of the bucket, scored! Danny Blue! No, I take that back. It's Luis Jimenez who hadn't got off for the change yet. Beats Haruso 5-hole.
Well, Jimenez wanted another goal there. Thought he had that one at the end of the first. That was Andrew Cook, but Jimenez's slump is clearly over with his second goal of the night, Drew.
That's a great pass in front from Danny Fredenberg after the deke. And you're so used to seeing 15, 16, 17 out there, but Blue hadn't quite gotten himself out yet. Jimenez will get credit for that goal, his second of the night, and NC State's up 5-2. Smelling blood, State right back on the attack, but Spiro has the puck. Trying to break it out. Fredenberg up to challenge the pass. Soccered ahead by Carolina. Wing off the boards. Very methodical in their execution of the Wolfpack. Sunda down low. Danny Fredenberg. Grafius onto him. Hawkins rubs him out. Puck still free. Fredenberg somehow is winning this battle. He beat 3 Tar Heels earlier, and now he's going to have a little bit of help from his captain, Sunda. Hog tie going on. Poked free for the time being. Sunda up to the point. Huge 50-50 puck win, but this could spring a breakaway for North Carolina. All the way down the ice. Joey Hall way out of his net. Makes the play. Shot back toward the empty net. Deflected wide off of Joey Hall. Doing his best Patrick Waugh impersonation there. That was tremendous.
Joey wants to get into the action here.
Down under a minute to go in this first period. Up at the point. Hawkins shoots one through traffic. Hall save. Rebound. There is none. He flops right on top of it.
I thought Joey was a little premature on that coming out of the goal there, but it seemed to be the right move, and what a smart play from the freshman.
Wolfpack will have another defensive zone draw on their glove side. Hamel will take it for the Tar Heels. Tried to win it forward. Instead, it ends up being drawn back by the Wolfpack. Here they come. Edward Barron out wide. This is Raditovic again. Works his way in. Got a little bit of space. Lays it forward. Good stop by Joey Hall. Boudreau onto the puck here. Raditovic picks it right back up. Over for Hamel on his backhand. NC State had it bounce off of a couple of skates. They'll survive for now. 20 seconds to go in this second period. Big hit. And another one followed up by Addison Oliver. Andrew Kristoff really working on Ed Barron right here. More pushing and shoving. Back in front. Kinney couldn't get the shot off. 2-on-2. 5 seconds to go. Valarelli loses the puck. Radatovic down low for Boudreau, and it rolls off of his backhand. Takedown after the play and after the buzzer sounds, but everybody's going to skate away from it. NC State looked to be in a little bit of trouble as it was 3-2 midway through this period, but a couple of return fire goals by the Wolfpack have them up 5-2, and they are 20 minutes away from appearing in the ACCHL Admirals Cup final.
Yes, this is huge for them right now. We were talking earlier that another goal for the Wolfpack or the Tar Heels could be huge going into the third period. It ends up that the Pack did get another goal, then are up 5-2. This is huge for the Pack and provides them a comfortable lead going into the third period, Drew.
Well, the Wolfpack can sense it, and the Tar Heels don't want them to. We're in for a barn burner of a third period coming up with the final 20 minutes not too far behind. We'll have our Coach's Corner interview coming up shortly. You're watching NC State Hockey and Wolfpack Sports Television's coverage of the ACCHL Admirals Cup Tournament on Wolfpack Sports Television. Back in a moment.
Second period. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the team's overall performance so far?
I think we're looking really good. We're really happy with the speed. When we play our game, speed and shots on net, we have a good outcome. So we're pretty happy so far.
Yeah, let's get a little deeper into it. Now, Jimenez, 2 goals already throughout this game, had a bit of a slump coming into the tournament. What are your thoughts on his performance?
I think he's been great. You know, the good thing about Luis is he's always hustling, right? So he's always close to the play, around the puck, moving the puck around to other players. So he's always been a good player. And we got a lot of players that haven't scored goals but have contributed a lot. He's a great example of that.
Yeah. Let's go on the goaltender side of the game.
Yep.
Joey Hall has had an incredible game, and also Haruso for the Tar Heels has outperformed my expectations for sure. Didn't expect him to play.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Joey Hall? He came out as well, decided to get into the action on one of the possessions for the Tar Heels. What are your thoughts on Joey Hall tonight?
You know, that position, probably as many as others, all about confidence. So if you saw early on in the season, he didn't play the puck very often. So him having that confidence to come out and play that puck up the boards, very good sign for us that he's got that confidence back. So we're happy about that.
Yeah, great confidence to see from a freshman.
Yep.
Now, going into the third period, has there been any extra motivation for the Wolfpack tonight due to the fact that we lost to the Tar Heels last year in the semifinal tournament?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of seniors here last year. And actually, we had a freshman last year that right before this period was like, we can't let that happen again. Let's get going. So, yeah, it's definitely a motivational factor.
Is there anything you're going to tell the team, anything special for them to maintain this lead going to the third period?
Yeah, so my joke with any team I've ever coached was X is the worst lead in hockey. So coming out of the second period, it was a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey. Now a 3-goal lead is going to be the worst lead in hockey. So, but really, it can be, right? So you got to make sure you're keeping your feet moving, a lot of shots on net, play our game against speed and shots, and we'll be fine.
Thank you very much, Coach Wing, for your time. Now don't go anywhere yet. The third period is coming up. I'm Nick Snoddy with Wolfpack Sports TV, bringing you into the pack.
Welcome back to Main Street Arena. Drew Blevins alongside Nick Sinopoli. NC State leading their arch rival, the North Carolina Tar Heels, 5-2 at the end of the second period. Third period puck drop about to happen here. NC State 20 minutes away from vying for the Admirals Cup as the #1 seed in the tournament. This game is brought to you by Order Up and North Carolina State University Housing on Wolfpack Sports Television. We thank our sponsors. Brendan Radatovic wrestles the puck away from his opposing center, but NC State will get the puck on the feed right back in. Ed Barron has the puck here, tries to move it up, bouncer out in the neutral zone. Jimenez takes it, floats this one in, steered aside. New goaltender in net for the North Carolina Tar Heels to begin this period. That's Trent Holmes, who I at least would have expected to see start. It wasn't as if Gabriel Haruso is playing a poor hockey game, but Trent Holmes is the guy for this third period. Haruso allows 5 goals, and the loss would be his, so long as Holmes allows no more than 5. Dumped in. Fredenberg. Everybody digging after it. Radatovic moves it up and forward. Lecter fires it right back into the zone. NC State might be content to play a little bit of kill clock here, but you don't want to start that too early. All the way back down the ice, icing called against North Carolina. Fortunately enough for the Heels, they were able to get 4 fresh legs out on the ice. Raditovic is the only one to stay out. And I'm fairly certain that you're going to start seeing a little bit of double shifting between Raditovic and Hamel because they're going to need some sort of offense out there, Nick.
Oh, without a doubt, Hamel and Raditovic are the source for the Tar Heels offense tonight.
Off the face-off, NC State pulls it up to the top. Sent right back in by Farah. Dan Blue after it. Hamel cuts off the point pass. Sent all the way in. Grayfius after it. Icing waved. He beat out Reed Farad. Grayfius going after it. Farad right there with him. Triple team on the puck. NC State still can't come out with it. Grayfius to the front. Backhander toward the net. Steered aside off of the stick of Danny Fredenberg. At the point, Hawkins winds up and fires a flutter puck into the opposite corner. Baglio up in front, intercepted by Danny Fredenberg. He's out in space and's got some good speed. Fredenberg walks in, shoots one, missed the net just wide. Rebound opportunity, throws it back toward the net. Holmes with the save, and there is no rebound. There's a whistle blown downstairs. The net was dislodged from its moorings is the signal from the official. So everything has been set. Looked like it was bumped off by one good solid push from Trent Holmes on his post-to-post movement. Oliver sends it right back down. Picked up by Ruin Ma, trying to move it out. Second opportunity for Ma, clears it for Bly. Up near the blue line, Carolina is able to hold for now. Snap pass all the way down. This is going to be icing. Nope, Andrew Kristoff beat it, shoots one wide. Addison Oliver holds the line. Down low, Kristoff going after it. Mike Kryn pinching. Dangerous play, but he's going to be able to get back in time as Carolina will hold. 2 minutes gone by in this third period. NC State 5, North Carolina 2. Off the boards, Kristoff, good speed. Hawkins steers it away from him. Over now for Boudreau. He's slashed at. Boudreau looking for the puck. Everybody digging after it. The Wolfpack. Oh, dear! Mercy me, what a hit from Sarah Valarelli. And he's been everywhere. Dumped in. Alfonzetti. Work off the side of the goal. Rubbed out. Ian Henry with the puck. Sends this one across. Intended to go back over for Valarelli. Picked up by Cook. Up for Gallagher now on the half wall. Intended for McDonald. Neither team really finding the tape on these early passes. Edward Barron works out wide. Snap pass. McDonald intercepts it. Beats a couple of Tar Heels. Has the puck at the blue line. Turned over. Carolina back behind their own net. D to D twice. Snapped up, deflected. Took a fortuitous hop for Andrew Jordan. He's got one already. Jordan! No, he's dispossessed by Simon Lecter's number opposite. Lecter now skating it for himself. Raditovic onto him. Carolina's got it. Banishevitz can't quite get there in time, so reverts back for Cook. Diagonally for Gallagher. Raditovic takes the puck from him. He's taken down on the play. No call for tripping. Carolina bench wanted one. Wing throws it down low on the kick plate. Brendan Raditovic out after a very quick rest. He's back out again. All the way out wide. Grayfius has the pass off the boards. Chris Wing blows a tire, but he was the center defenseman. All the other Tar Heels forced out wide. NC State leads Banishevitz. He's on a breakaway. Here he goes. Dane shoots. And no! That man grazed the outside of the goalpost, but he missed it wide. Good defense getting back from Sean Spiro. Carolina dodges the bullet for now. Into the corner. Reed Farhout was calling for it up top. Instead, Banishevitz is going to get it down low. Move back toward the front of the net. Hack and whack time down low. Carolina's got it. 2-on-2 in the opposite direction. Raditovic beats Wing. It's a 2-on-1. Here comes Carolina. Raditovic across. And nobody got the pass. Grayfius was right there with him. And that just was sent with such force. It went into the corner. It missed the defenseman's stick. It missed Grayfius' stick. And it missed Hall's outstretched stick. Bly shoots one. That was deflected out wide. And carried ahead now. Gerlitz. Cross corner dump in after gaining the blue line. Bly's got it. Clears it up into the meshing. out of play. 14:45 to go in the third period. So, Nick, if you're Mike Gazzillo, when do you stop pushing on the gas pedal and really play a kill-the-clock game, just sort of a dump and chase?
I mean, it also really depends on how far the game has progressed. You know, if it's still 5-2 with 5 minutes to go, I might start running the clock a little bit, but I think that the motive for NC State should be to just keep attacking and not let up off the gas.
Bly has it. He'll spin back behind to Joey Hall. Lets it go for Mike Kren. Intended for Danny Blue. Sizemore was right there. Breaks up the pass. Baglio goes down low. Gerlitz chasing after Sunda, who's got the puck here. He's hooked from behind. No call. State's defense has it tipped along. Good play by Vincent Boudreau. Picked off a pass that could have sprung a 2-on-1. Backhanded into the zone. Fredenberg behind the cage. Baglio chasing him down. Fredenberg reverses field. Out wide. Garrett Sunda. Boudreau's onto him. Sunda takes the check. Feeds the puck down below the goal line. Lecter can't quite hold the line. Turns around and wrists one in, cross corner. State touches up, line change will finish. North Carolina up the near side, now stretching into center. Valarelli holds one, shoots one, missed the net high. Looking to pick that glove side corner. Everybody battling for it. Out into the neutralized area. Carolina across the line again. Ian Henry now lets it go for Valarelli. Henry on his backhand, trying to move it into the front, and so does. Hall got a piece of it with his blocker. Spin shot, blocked away. Good defensive stick by Addison Oliver. 3-on-2 in the opposite direction. Kristoff out wide, shoots one. Holmes makes the save with the catching glove. He'll hang on. Good offensive pressure by NC State continues, but North Carolina is showing some signs of life. They're not out of it yet.
Yeah, it seems that the first and second period got off to the same thing. State was reeling off of a couple goals right in the beginning, but UNC isn't letting up. It's been a defensive battle during this period, different than what we've seen this entire game.
Again, this is not the final game that will take place this evening in Main Street Arena. The Virginia Cavaliers, the home and host team, will be playing against the George Washington Colonials in the 2-versus-3 seed semifinal. That game slated to drop the puck at 9 p.m. Back in front, chance for NC State, and no! It didn't go in, it hit the goal post! Taken back, North Carolina 3-on-2. Drop back, Grafius shoots one, rolls to the point. Spiro shot, saved by Hall, he'll hang on.
Just another day at the office for Joey Hall, it seems.
NC State nearly put the final nail in the coffin, but they couldn't quite convert on the passing play. 12:38 remaining. Reditovich has Grafius lined up off his wing. Looked like they wanted to draw up the one-timer off the face-off play. Couldn't do it, but they are able to hold the line for right now. Boudreau had it hop his stick. Klein trying to force him back, and so does. Spun along by Edward Barron. Into the zone it goes. Farhat after it. Raditovich comes in, nearly cleanly pickpocketed him. Instead, State will be able to break it out. Across center. Alfonsetti holds, shoots one, misses the net wide. Klein down low. Carolina will touch it off. Across center. Alfonsetti. Good check laid with a little bit of help from McDonald. Zach Klein after the puck, after it crosses the blue line. He's onside. Grafius looking for the pass. It's going to go up to center instead. Hamel floats it in. Hall basket catches. Gives off for Bly. Up for Bieberdorf off of his backhand. Quickly sent back ahead. On net to Joey Hall. He'll let it go. Over and across. State for Jimenez. Baglio now. Loses the puck. Banashevitz. He's got Jimenez with him. Banashevitz holding. Shoots one. Down to Bieberdorf. Nick Keith on the puck for North Carolina. Taken away is Jimenez. Now works in the corner. He's got Banashevitz there with him. Jimenez on his backhand. Forehands it down low for Bieberdorf. In front again. Chance. Minute thinking. Shooting one. He scores! Oh my! Grab your popcorn. He's putting on a show. It's a hat trick for Luis Jimenez.
Last night we have a hat trick from Sam Banashevitz, and tonight we have one from Luis Jimenez. An incredible game we're having from Jimenez tonight. Something that hasn't happened for him in a long time. big confidence boost for him, and it increases the Wolfpack's lead by 4.
11-10 to go. NC State 6, North Carolina 2. Unbelievable team effort on that goal. Jimenez is third. Well, you certainly don't want to say anything, but NC State starting to get a little confident now. They can feel it. Sunda reaching out after it. Carolina able to poke it back up on the kick plate. DD pass. Kren has it. Goes right back in on a cross-corner dump in. Edward Barron back on defense. Moves it across the way. Andrew Jordan, he's run into. All the way back down. And we'll see the puck touched here. Penalty called in the back play for that hit. This is going to be a roughing against NC State.
Seems Mike Kren has been sent to the penalty box. Power play opportunity coming up for the Tar Heels. A good chance for them to get back in this hot game and decrease the deficit so that they still have some life in this game.
You get the feeling that this is a must-score power play as well. They need to cut the deficit back to 3 and then really find a way to get a 5-on-5 goal before you can think about starting to pull the goaltender and find a way to do some damage there. State clears to start things out. McDonald off to the races. It's going to get to Trent Holmes first, though. He'll steer it along for Spiro. North Carolina already 0 for 2 on the power play today. Valarelli goes across. Here goes Hamel. Catching up to it. Wraparound chance! Hull got back, but it rolled off the backhand of the stick of Hamel. Banashevitz now. Dipsy doodles around his man. Working his way and shoots one. Good stop by Holmes. The rebound was loose, but I believe the official downstairs thought that it had been covered.
I didn't see it there. Looks like there was a mistake by the ref.
Yeah, everybody's confused about the whistle, and I do think that the official thought the puck was covered and held by Holmes. It was not. State in their offensive zone draw. That's cleared back in, but off the stick of Grayfius out of play. The faceoff stays low. McDonald will take the draw again for NC State. He'll face off against Raditovic. Carolina wins this one. Boudreau spins it back for Spiro. Grayfius up the near side. Cuts to center. Grayfius picks it up at the red line. Across the blue. Grayfius hanging on to it. Up at the point. Boudreau wanting the one-timer. Not going to get it. Pass all the way across for Spiro. Up top, Boudreau winds up, fires through traffic. Deflected wide off of Hamel's stick. Carolina will hold possession, though. Raditovic dekes out his man. Holding, gives to Spiro. Shot through traffic and wide. Rebound opportunity loose. Grayfius after it into the corner. Rubbed out. Good play by Simon Lecter. McDonald onto Raditovic as well. Carolina holding at the blue line. Down low, Grayfius. To the point again, Raditovic. Dipsy doodles around his man. Here he goes. Pass low. Save. Rebound still loose. Hall sprawled out. Somebody goes tumbling over Joey Hall, but he's got the puck covered.
Joey Hall almost lost that one. He was right in front of him, but he jumped on it. Good heads-up play by the freshman.
Well, Carolina's going to need to manufacture another face-off win to keep the puck in their possession with 35 seconds to go on the power play. Huge series of saves from Joey Hall. As A.J. Hamel wanted to score so badly, ended up having to jump over the goaltender looking for the puck. Face-off won by Carolina, but too strong. Ryan Kinney off to the races. Holmes out as well. Holmes goes down. Oh, dear. Chaos. But finally, Carolina's got it. Everybody's going to skate away from what could have been a really bad situation. Boudreau backhands it along. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Spiro back over to the far side wing. Pass through the slot. Nobody home for it. Free clear for NC State. Ryan Kinney. He's got Addison Oliver with him. Works wide. Pass across. Oliver one-timer. He fanned on it. That would have most certainly done it for the Wolfpack. State kills another penalty. North Carolina to the races. Joseph Baglio with it. Baglio beats his man. Tries to go high short side. Hall cut him off. Cleared out by the Wolfpack. This is going to be icing on NC State. No! They waived it! I don't know why that icing was waived, but Carolina's going to get a chance to come back in the opposite direction, and NC State with a change. In toward the slot, held by UNC. Stick lift. Gerlitz onto the puck for the Tar Heels. Up at the point, Barron wasn't ready for it. Nearly lost it to Gallagher, spinning. Gallagher's got the puck. Across for Alfonsetti. Ian Hawkins is going to win this foot race. Up the boards. Gallagher's right there. Feeds it on back. Wristed across. Barron lays a hit through neutral ice. McDonald swatting at it. He's got possession. McDonald wrists it in wide of Holmes. 7:20 to go in the third period. NC State 6, North Carolina 2. Penalty on the way. And I take that back. It's going to be an intentional offside instead. NC State just over 7 minutes away. Something this team's been wanting for quite some time. They didn't think the loss last year to North Carolina was justified, looking for the retribution tonight. Valarelli has it, lost it. Valarelli's going to get it again. He's hound dogged by Mike Krenn. Gets help from Jordan. Jordan beats his man. To the point, Keith holds, shoots one off the backside of Krenn. Jordan again shoots one high out of play. 6:50 to go. You also wonder, if you're Jeff Folkman, when are you looking at calling your timeout?
Yeah, I know that the Tar Heels could really use a reorganization, maybe some motivation during this game. Not sure why the UNC coach hasn't called timeout yet.
Wrap chance, cut off. Jimenez off to the races. Snap pass intended to go up for Banashevitz. Would have sprung him for a breakaway. Boudreau picked him off. Boudreau now trying to finish, getting the puck across the blue line. No further, though. Jimenez this time works out wide. That's better with a high stick. North Carolina will touch it. Face off in the NC State offensive zone.
Good call there by the referees. Seems that there's been definitely a change of atmosphere from this game compared to last night.
Well, I think a lot of that's due to the change in cast of officials as well. Russ Damron out there. He's the chief. Very familiar to many NC State fans. He is one of the lead officials at the Iceplex, NC State's home arena. Brought quickly ahead, could be a 2-on-1. Hamel across, digging, shooting, scored! Great play from North Carolina! Finished by Jonah Grayfius with 6:18 to go in the third, and don't count the Heels out yet. On the 2-on-1, they convert it 6-3.
Wow, way to bring some life back into the the Tar Heels. Joey Hall has a tough break. Can't blame that one on him on the odd man rush.
Well, that is a tremendous play. Give credit to Jonah Grayfius, who caught that on one side of his stick and cut right back to finish. 3-goal deficit for North Carolina. In goes Hamel once again. Spins one toward the net. Didn't quite get it on frame. Good hit from Reed Farrat. Battle continues. Pulled back out. North Carolina's got it. Across the ice. Long shot through traffic. Sunda's got it. Garrett Sunda up and across the blue line with it. Here he goes. Sunda forges down low in the corner. Shoots one. Good stop by Holmes as he steered the rebound aside. Spiro with it. Lifts it high up in the air. Soccered back. Carolina's got it in the neutral zone. Radatovic had it and lost it. Spiro now wrists it in. On the far side of the ice, Carolina can't hold, but they're going to dump it in. Oh dear, nearly disastrous! Reed Farrat almost put it in his own net. State will take a quick breath. Farrat's pass blocked. He's got it back though. Backhands it along. Mike Gazzillo directing traffic from the bench. Finally, State breaks through. McDonald's got Kenny with it. Pass across. It hit off the side of the goal. Nothing comes of the opportunity. Spiro with it. Out of the half wall, Gerlitz spins out of some trouble. Pressured from behind. Passes it across. Sizemore clears the path free. Out of neutralizes. NC State was able to clear it back. Carolina right at the blue line again. Here they come. Shot in. Hall's got it in the crest of his uniform. He'll hang on. Gerlitz tied up with Kren at the end of the play. Nothing will come of that. 6-3. NC State leading North Carolina. 4:35 to go in the third period. Drew Blevins alongside of Nick Sinopoli. Wolfpack Sports Television brings you coverage of the ACCHL Admirals Cup Tournament, brought to you by NC State Housing and Order Up. Held in by North Carolina. Forwards down into the corner. Little touch play. Ian Henry to the point. Boudreau sends it high. Hall playing center field. Catches the pop fly. Face off will stay in the zone.
UNC is on the offensive here without a doubt. Definitely see a different UNC team than I did in the first and second period.
Couple Virginia Cavalier fans have trickled in nearest the end of Trent Holmes, and this is where we're going to get the timeout called by North Carolina and Jeff Folkman. Rally the troops, time for one last rush. Virginia fans are starting to trickle in as they prepare for the game against George Washington. Certainly they are curious to see who they would have to play tomorrow if they were to beat GW. But for NC State right now, they are most concerned with the final 4:18 of this one, trying to solidify a victory. Nick, if you're Jeff Folkman right now, what are you telling your North Carolina team?
Well, I would tell them that you got to keep attacking the net. They've done that recently in the past couple of minutes, and it has definitely boded well for them. Kind of have Joey Hall on the fritz a little bit. He's wasn't really expecting the Tar Heels to come out attacking them like that. It's definitely a different team that I've seen in the first and second period. I would suggest that he should be pulling the goalie sometime soon. Down 3 goals with 4 minutes left is tough to come back, but don't count the Tar Heels out.
Well, you called it.
All right, then.
No goaltender for the Tar Heels with 4:18 to go. I think this is a little bit premature.
Yeah, I would have waited probably till about the 2-minute mark.
NC State wins the face-off, floated back up, blocked Radatovic, hand pass called against the Tar Heels.
It's the right call there. Radatovic probably didn't mean to do that. Probably not a little too high for that hand pass.
Radatovic didn't like it. Trent Holmes is going to head back into the net.
Maybe the UNC coach listened to us, thought that it was a little premature bringing them out.
Well, no, when the faceoff comes out of your zone, I mean, that's what you have to do. Holmes right back to the bench. 4 minutes to go in the third period. Hamel tying up Simon Lecter. In the corner. Poked free, it's Jonah Grafius. Right back toward the front of the net. Hall down. They'll go to the point. Sent low once more. McDonald picks it up here. Up and across. Cleared by NC State. It will not make the goal line. Icing is waved. Boudreau passes back out to the red line almost immediately. Hamel out wide. Here goes Andrew Jordan with it. Pass across the way. Nobody home for it. Zach Klein onto the puck. Boudreau holds for now. Double team of the puck for NC State. They can't get it out. Radatovic holding. Shooting one. Save made. Good job by Joey Hall, but he couldn't get the rebound. And State can only clear it into their bench. Face-off should stay down low. 3:24 to go. North Carolina with the empty net. NC State trying to finish off this victory. Boy, has this been a hockey game or what, though? This has been one of the more entertaining ones we've had this year.
Oh, without a doubt, this one has been has performed as advertised. Great hockey we're watching here, Drew.
Radatovic can't win this one. Down low, Grafius is going to take possession, though. In front, great stop by Hall. Got that, too. Shoveled. Joey Hall called the police. Highway robbery. Stretched out of the goal line and keeps it at 6-3. That's a simply stupendous stop from the freshman. Floated back out. Down low at the blue line. Hall makes the save. He'll cover up. Young man, you can frame a picture of that save. None bigger at this point. Unreal.
Gosh, Joey Hall is clutch here tonight, Drew. They're down here. They're down here really performing. I mean, the defensive effort from the Wolfpack is unmatched.
Held by North Carolina. Boudreau, slap shot off the post, rebound. Joey Hall may have got a piece of that. Held by Carolina, shot blocked by Jimenez. Boudreau sends one through traffic. High deflected, loose. Ma can't put it in. State cannot clear though. Takedown behind the net. Up at the point, Carolina Boudreau across. Here goes Henry. Shoots it. Missed it wide of the glove side. Spiro holds the line. Sent back down low. Carolina in front. Valarelli missed the fact that Ma was going back toward the front of the net. Jimenez has it. Could be a chance for an empty netter. He's just going to float it to kill. Banashevitz wins it. Banashevitz has it. Holding and looking. Banashevitz across the way. Blue shot toward the empty net. He missed it wide. State's going to get the rebound. Sent right back down low. 2 minutes to go in the third period. Carolina with a chance to break it out. Pass, chopped down. Banashevitz scores it! NC State is going to play for the Admirals Cup.
Looks like that just
Unbelievable.
about does it. Banashevitz with his second goal of the night, the ACCHL Co-Player of the Year, continues to deliver in clutch moments for the Wolfpack.
Banashevitz makes it 7-3. And North Carolina will just waste the timeout. They will not defend the Admirals Cup. NC State will have another opportunity to bring the Big Ten trophy home. They will vie for it tomorrow. Dumped in, blocked off initially. Here goes Garrett Sunday's on a breakaway. Great stop by Trent Holmes. That would have just added insult to injury. Holmes has played very well in relief of Haruso.
Sunda looks to expand the lead there. That one was definitely personal.
So the Wolfpack will play at 12:30 tomorrow. They'll face the winner of Virginia and George Washington. That game set to drop in a couple of hours. And that, we hope that'll be another barn burner as well. Nick Keith has it. He'll hold it. State just trying to kill some time now, under 90 seconds to go. Carolina breaks it out. Across center, over the blue line with it. Here goes Keith. Holding, pass across the way, shot back into Hall. He'll make the save and cover. Mike Krinn takes exception and shoves one of the Tar Heel players down to the ice. Just going to be good, solid, hard defense for NC State. This is a team that went 9-1 in the regular season in the Wolfpack. Only lost to Wake Forest 8-7 in their final ACCHL game of the year. They will improve to 20-3 on the season, 11-1 in conference. And Mike Gazzillo will tell them tomorrow that they need 21. The Admirals Cup will be on the line, as well as the opportunity to go play in Washington, D.C. next weekend as part of the ACHA Division II Regionals. Addison Oliver across the blue line. Quick shot on. For North Carolina, it will be a long bus ride back to Chapel Hill. A valiant effort they showed against the Elon Phoenix. But NC State twice this season has proven too much. Across the line with it. Carried in quickly. Grafia going after it once more. Not going to be able to catch up to it. 15 seconds till it's all official. Joey Hall played well in net. The defense did their job on the blue line. And the forwards lit up the North Carolina net for 7 goals. The clock is going to run out. NC State is going to the Admirals Cup final tomorrow afternoon. Final score, NC State 7, North Carolina 3.
You know this has to be so sweet for the Wolfpack to come back a year later after a disappointing outing in the semifinal round, losing to the Tar Heels 5-4. This victory is almost as sweet as possibly lifting that Admirals Cup trophy tomorrow night.
60 more minutes lie between NC State and a chance to play, or the chance to take home now, the Admirals Cup, and what an opportunity that will be. That game will be played at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon here from Main Street Arena. We will be live on the air at about that same time. NC State will play either Virginia or George Washington for the Admirals Cup. Stay tuned for our post-game interviews and final wrap-up analysis. Again, the final score from Charlottesville, NC State 7, North Carolina 3. The Wolfpack are on their way to the ACCHL Finals. We'll be back with interviews momentarily. You're watching NC State Hockey at Wolfpack Sports Television's coverage of the ACCHL Admirals Cup Tournament, the 2016 edition on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack.
I'm Nick Sinopoli with Wolfpack Sports TV with Luis Jimenez alongside me following the Wolfpack's 7-3 victory over the UNC Tar Heels. Now, Luis, let's get right into it. You are player of the game for a reason. Wonderful hat trick tonight. What are your thoughts on that? Run all those goals through me real quick.
I mean, it was mostly my teammates. You know, that last goal, the third goal, was all Will. He set me up right in front of the net. I was wide open. So, I mean, if I don't put that in, I'll make him look bad. You know, the first goal, I don't know what happened. I was kind of feeling a little bit creative, and then the celebration at the end. I don't usually sally like that, but you know, I was feeling it that time. So yeah, I mean, it was a good game. Our whole team was playing really well. It was good to get some revenge on them from last year.
Well, you have a right to celebrate here. Coming into the tournament, you were in a slump, sort of say. The assists were coming, but not necessarily the goals. How great does it feel to come out with a goal last night against the 49ers and a hat trick here tonight?
It feels good. It was a little bit frustrating, you know, especially against like High Point. I think I had maybe like one goal, but I mean, I think our team combined had like 15 goals, so that was a little bit frustrating. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna have a bad game, I'd rather have it against before the tournament than here against these guys. So it feels great. It's a good feeling.
Now, following this win, there had to be a little extra motivation coming into this one. You being a junior, a sophomore last year, you understood the heartbreak last year and the disappointing loss to the Tar Heels. How great is this win, and was there any extra motivation coming into it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were talking about it before the game and stuff. I mean, we try to approach it just like any other game, but I mean, you know, after last year's heartbreak, I actually wasn't on a team, but you know, I heard a lot of the guys talking about it all year long, and you know, it was great to just be part of the win. It's a huge honor to be here playing in the championship game of the ACC tournament, so just looking forward to that now.
Now, tonight, George Washington and the Virginia Cavaliers will face off, and you will play the winner of that matchup. Who would you rather see? I know that there is a definite home field advantage here, being in Virginia, but George Washington definitely has the opportunity to scare the Cavaliers. What do you think about that?
To be honest, I don't really care who we play. I think that the most important thing is that we show up. We did play Virginia early in the season. It was a good game at home. Their crowd would probably help because they get pretty rowdy and they support them a lot. But, I mean, either way, we're going to come up and just play our game. I don't think that we're going to focus on that as much, just doing whatever we can to get the W.
Well, that's it. Luis Jimenez fueled the Wolfpack's 7-3 victory over the UNC Tar Heels. But don't leave just yet. I'll be here with head coach Mike Gazzillo on his thoughts after the game. This is Nick Sinopoli with Wolfpack Sports TV, bringing you into the pack. Nick Sinopoli with Wolfpack Sports TV, along head coach Mike Gazzillo, after the Wolfpack's 7-3 win over the UNC Tar Heels. Now, Coach, what are your thoughts about the team's overall performance tonight?
Yeah, I think it was awesome. I think the guys came out, they were fired up. And, you know, I think we gave 60 minutes of really good hockey. A couple of minor little things here and there, but, I mean, that happens in every game. We talked about it, and the guys made the corrections in their game. But they played hard, they worked hard, and they played a good defensive area game, which is important, and we got shots to the net. So all around, I thought it was great.
Now, earlier in the game, it seemed that you would the team would go ahead and score a goal real quick, and then UNC would answer real fast. And then you guys would come back and respond very, very fast. What was the key to that? Was there something you had to tell the players, or something they did by themselves that allowed them to respond so quickly?
No, I mean, we've talked about being stronger in our defensive zone, and we talked about not letting them, you know, they'll get the puck in their zone on the turn, and they'll hold it for a minute, and it gives their weak side guy a chance to fly to zone, and then they flip it up. And we knew that was coming, and so it's, you know, being prepared for what was going on prior to the game, and then seeing it happen in the game and being able to like counter what they were doing. So, you know, it was. I think the guys. It was great to get 15 seconds into the game, you get a goal, and I think that was big. And the guys just fed off of it, and they didn't want to let that happen. They didn't want. That was what they were saying. Don't let them back in. Don't let them get one quick. So, yeah, it was good. I mean, they were really zeroed in, and I'm happy.
Yeah, we could tell up in the booth, Drew and I, that you were a little more vocal tonight. What were you saying out there, and was there maybe some extra oomph you applied to this game?
Are there children listening?
Yes, there are.
Well, then I don't know what I could tell you that I said. But you know what? I was just basically trying to reinforce things. Look, I mean, we've been through a whole season. It's kind of hard to go out and start doing new things now. Now it's just fundamental hockey, sticking to the fundamentals, and just at this point, I'm just like kind of little reminders here and there when they come off. I'm not yelling at the guys for anything. The guys are kind of policing themselves. I'm just trying to, you know, remind them about things. That's all it is.
Now, the big elephant in the room before this game was the matchup last year, unfortunately, when the Pack lost to the Tar Heels last year in the semifinal round.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? You
No,
sure?
nah.
Okay. Well, maybe this question I might not get the response that I want, but was there any extra motivation during this game? I asked Coach Wing this earlier and Luis Jimenez, but are you sure there wasn't any extra motivation before this game?
And we want to beat Carolina every time we play them, and that's just the bottom line. Doesn't always work out that way, but that's what we want. In this game, we don't want to play for a bronze medal. We want to play for that championship. We want that cup. So it doesn't matter who they throw on the ice at any particular point in this tournament. We're not focused on who the other team is. We're focused on beating the other team, whoever it is. And that was what our goal was tonight.
Looking forward, you will either face the Virginia Cavaliers or the George Washington Colonials. Now, what do you decide to tell your players upcoming this matchup? I know there are no practices due to this being a weekend affair, but what do you tell your players in order to prepare them for the championship?
Do what you've been doing. You know, we had a plan going into this weekend, and we've stuck to it. And as long as we stick to it for one more game, I mean, I'll challenge anybody to, you know, play us. I have a lot of respect for UVA, and I had a lot of respect for George Washington. But the bottom line is we want to win, and we're going to do everything we can. We've got a game plan. We're sticking to it, and drop the puck and let's go.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach, and congratulations on the win tonight. Good luck also to you tomorrow. Well, that's all here. Look for us tomorrow on Wolfpack Sports TV as the NC State Wolfpack will look to take on the Virginia Cavaliers or the George Washington Colonials. I'm Nick Sinopoli, with head coach Mike Gazzillo, and we're bringing you Into the Pack.